Hi, this is a video going over the practice test for Unit 4, and this particular video contains problems 13, 14, and 15. Look at the other videos in this series if you're interested in different problems. Okay, so for number 13, it says look at your picture and find the following. So x-intercepts are where the graph touches the x-axis. So in this case, I have -2 and I have +2. At -2, we have a cross, like the function crosses the axis. So I know that the multiplicity needs to be odd. So 1, 3, 5, 7. I'm going to pick the smallest of those. The other things that I just listed, other odd numbers, would be actually potentially, there would be correct answers, but I'll explain why in a second, why I would not choose that. Okay, and then the other x-intercept is clearly where the function bounces. It comes towards the x-axis and then turns right around. So a multiplicity that is even is what I am looking for there. So 2, 4, 6, 8, something like that. My factored form is going to contain x plus 2 just the one time and x minus 2 an even number of times. And I can see that my y-intercept on the graph is 0, 4. Okay, now it would be a bonus if you figured out that there's actually a multiplier of 1/2 here, and you might know that by thinking about if I plugged in 0 to the factors that I had, then I would get, let's see, 2 times -2 squared, which actually gives me 8. And I can see 0, 8 is not on this graph. 0, 4 is on this graph. So there has to be a multiplier of 1/2 in reality. Okay? Now, I wouldn't super worry about that, right? It's most important that you guys get these factors with the appropriate multiplicity written down. Okay? Now, look for increasing versus decreasing. Okay, I'm going to color code. This is all uphill. Sometimes this happens. Okay, I must have some setting weird. I'm going to do it this way. Okay, this is all uphill. Okay, now look at what x value we're at. Look down here to the x-axis. I am at the x value of -1/2. And that didn't have any particular starting x value. So I was increasing, starting all the way at the left edge of my graph, which is -∞, until I got to -1/2. That was all increasing. Now I'm decreasing through all of this. And the x value I'm at here is 2. So it was decreasing from -1/2 until I got to the x value of 2. And then I'm increasing from 2 until what? I'd go on forever. That graph is just going to go up, 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 up forever. So from the x value of 2 all the way through the right edge of my graph, I'm increasing. Okay, now this last part is about end behavior. I can see in my picture this arm would be down, this arm is up. Okay, so this first statement, as x approaches infinity, that is math talk for what is the right arrow doing. Going to positive infinity. And this part is math talk for what is your left arm doing. This is my left arm. It's pointing down. Okay, let's look at 14. In question 14, it says determine the following information and then sketch a graph of the polynomial. Great. I have an x-intercept at 1 with a multiplicity of 2. 2 is this part, the exponent. The x-intercept at -2 is just there one time. And the factor that gives me x equals 3 is just there one time. So I can plot this out. I have an x-intercept at 1. That's going to be a bounce. I have an x-intercept at -2. That's going to be a cross. And at 3, 1, 2, 3. Also crossing. So this middle one is the bounce. And my y-intercept is found by x being 0. So if I plug in 0 for all of the x's, I'm coming back to do the drawing. Don't worry, I didn't forget. Okay? This part is -1 squared, which is 1. This is 2. This is -3. 2 times -3 is -6. So I'm going to put my y-intercept at -6. I'm going to think here about my degree. I could think with my chart about the degree. So 2 plus 1 plus 1, this degree equals 4. Okay, and there's no negative out here. So I have an even degree, the positive leading coefficient. My ends have to look like that. Wow, I have a lot of information to work with now. I need to have up at the end, bounce in the middle. Okay, let's see how my drawing skills are today. Drawing skills most days kind of are the worst. So we'll see if this is a day like that. So come down, go through here, bounce here, come through here, up at the end. Something like that. This has to be the bounce. These have to be crossings. This is my y-intercept down there. Something like that. Okay? We'll be forgiving about the drawing. We know drawing's hard. Okay. The last problem is a challenge problem. And that is because we only did this one day and we haven't especially revisited it. We haven't practiced it as much. So we thought we'd make this a challenge problem. Okay, long division looks like this. You put the thing you're on the bottom, goes on the outside. That's your divisor. Okay, set it up like, elementary school division problem. Then you just look at the beginning part of each polynomial. What do you multiply by x squared to get 2x to the third? So what I asked out loud was x squared times a something is 2x to the third. So what I need is a 2 and an x. So 2x is what I write up here. Then I take that thing I just wrote in green and I multiply it times both of these things on the outside. Okay, so 2x times x squared is 2x to the third. 2x times 1 is 2x. You line things up so that you are lining up your like terms. Okay, and then you're subtracting. Okay, this is different than synthetic. In synthetic, you're adding. So here I subtract, I get nothing. 3x squared minus nothing is 3x squared. 2x minus 2x is nothing. And then 4 minus nothing here is 4. Okay, that was subtracting. Now I repeat the process. I look at the front of this and I look at the front of this. And I think x squared times something would give me 3x squared. And the something I need is a 3. So I would write plus 3 up here. And now I want to take that black pen 3 and multiply that by x squared plus 1 on the outside. Okay, so I'm doing this 3 times this 3 times that. Okay, I'm just erasing those arrows so this doesn't get messy looking. Okay, so 3 times x squared is 3x squared. 3 times plus 1 is plus 3. I'm going to draw a line all over everything. I'm going to draw a line right here, and I'm going to subtract. Okay, so 3x squared minus 3x squared, nothing. 4 minus 3 is 1. Okay, I'm to the end of my problem. I don't have anything else that I need to divide by. So that 1 is a remainder, and you put the remainder over your divisor. So this is my answer. Okay, that is a challenge problem to be sure. Okay, thank you so much and keep studying.